Greetings everyone, welcome to Just Advanced, and this is a game from Freestyle Friday 2025, and this game is played in round 11. And with the white pieces we have Zhigalko Sergei, definitely one of the fastest players and fastest bullet players, and in just a few years ago I think he had the highest bullet rating anyone has ever had. And I think Hikaru Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen joined in soon after, but now I think he is one of the top 5 bullet players of all time. So definitely a great contender, and definitely when you have to play these games in just 3 minutes, I mean, he's gonna have a great game. And with the black pieces, we have Hikaru Nakamura, obviously one of the best players. So without further ado, we're gonna start with this game. And now we have e4, c5, and this is the freestyle chess. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to grasp the concept of it. Even I don't play it that much, but after the middle game, be a certain point beyond the middle game, you'll see that it just converts to normal chess. Here, knight a to b3, but now just e6, and now we have d4, c captures, knight captures, and we have just bishop to b6. Just normal developing moves, and soon after you're going to castle, and you're going to have a great game. Bishop to c3, knight to e7, and here just queen to d3, d5. I don't think anyone studies it that much, but aside from Wesley So maybe, because he has been the world champion of Fish Random. But other than that, I think they're just playing these games, analyzing right onwards. You don't analyze this game and come to the tournaments like that. So here bishop to b4, but now just a5, just pushing the bishop back. Bishop to a3, but now just knight to c7. This bishop to a3 is a nice move. Somewhere along the line you're going to push that e5 move and get that bishop very nice on that square. For now it's working very nicely, pinning these two knights. And here just knight c to e2, bishop to d7, and now just e5. This is going as planned. We have queen to e8, but now just castles, and now finally going for this knight to b5, and here we have bishop caps on e7. But here, instead not capturing the bishop but going for this knight captures, and here after bishop to d6, attacking the rook. The normal thing that you want to do in this position is just trade, and here maybe after bishop captures, then you move the rook. But here just bishop to b5 was played, attacking the queen, which is a very fine move, no issues. Here just you win a tempo, queen moves, and here I don't know what Hikaru thought, but Hikaru in this position actually went for this very, very weird knight to f5. And I don't know what he thought, because this just completely blunders the game, because your rook is there hanging and you're going to be exchanged down in this position. The best move is just knight captures, and here after bishop captures, queen captures, and you move the rook, and slowly you get the queen into the game, attack those pawns, and maybe just castle yourself, get the rooks into the game, and you're going to have a great game. But here with this, I mean, this knight to f5, you're just gonna be down in exchange. Here rook caps on b8, queen captures, but now just rook to e1, and here just castles by Hikaru, but now just c3, and here queen to a7, and here this is going to be very annoying for the rest of the game, so you're going to have to be careful about that. Knight to g3 taking care of it, and we have knight captures, we have edge captures, but now just f6, and even here just bishop to f3, and here h6 was played by Hikaru. But here the best move is just bishop to e8, and bishop to e8, because you don't want to push too much, because you're the one who's down in exchange. And if white starts to attack, I mean, you are on up on the position scale, but if white starts to attack, you're not going to be able to survive it. And here after e captures, now you play this rook captures, but now after rook captures, bishop captures, now just spinning this, but you'll have this bishop to f7. After bishop captures, and rook to e1, you'll get this position where white is up the exchange, but you have two pieces for the rook, so you might be able to do something about it. But as you can see with the eval bar, I mean, you're very much down, but you would still have some chances. Head up to bishop to f3. Here just h6 was played, but now just e captures, and here rook captures, but now just rook caps on e6. Same idea as planned, but now just much worse, because here rook to f5 was played and rook b e1. Now here white is going to have two pieces, two rooks attacking you, and all of these pieces cornered on one side of the board. I mean, it's going to be very difficult. Here bishop to c6, but now just here rook 6 to e5, and we have this rook to f8, but now just bishop captures. And here after king to h8, we have this rook 1 to e2, rook to d8, and just c4, just cementing that piece, also this avoiding the spin. And here bishop to c7, just attacking the rook, but now the rook moves, bishop attacks, and again the rook moves and bishop goes back. But now all you can see that slowly but surely white is going to make progress, exchange those pieces, exchange the queens, and white is just going to be emerging victorious in a few more moves. Here queen to c5, bishop caps on c6, and here b captures, but now just rook to e8, rook to d1 check, rook to e1, and here rook captures, king to h7, just queen to e4 check, king to g8, b3, a4, just trying something here by Hikaru, but it's just very difficult, because here after this check, and here just putting pressure on that bishop. If this comes, I mean, you're just going to be completely losing it. Obviously, once the king moves, now you're going to give that check, and only after the king moves, now you're going to capture it, and you'll be completely winning. So bishop to d6, but now just this check. And it was on this move, on move 40, that Hikaru Nakamura resigned the game, and Zhigalko Sergei got the spectacular victory. Why he resigned? Because there's nothing in this position. If you move the king, you're going to get this check, and now you're going to have to be forced to trade. And once you trade, with this bishop and this rook, I mean, this the rook is just going to gobble up these pawns. You'll have a great endgame, and it will be just completely losing. So yeah, Hikaru Nakamura not going for that, so he resigned in 40 moves, and Hikaru Nakamura is absolutely obliterating everyone. So Zhigalko got this victory against the prime Hikaru, so definitely a great victory for him. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with such amazing games, so stay tuned for that, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you all.